Hi guys, and welcome to episode 2 of my beginner's guide to Factorio. In today's episode we're going to be going over resources and mining. We're going to cover basically everything to do with how to get started with your resources, what resources there are available, and how to mine them. I've got the game here that we finished up on episode 1, which covered all about setting the game up. So this is the game we set up on, and if we click on map a second, we can go and zoom in. So by clicking the map up here, you can zoom in and you can see what's on the map. Now, as I pointed out in the last episode, we had our iron, our stone, our copper, and some coal down here, which is the 4 main points that we want to be going for. We don't need to worry about oil, and we don't need to worry about uranium at the moment. These are the 4 main things that we want to go for. We have a nice pool of water next to our coal, because we will be covering how to set up a small power plant, which is just going to be to get different miners going for the different materials. We'll also cover some smelting in this. So there will be some blueprints available, which I will put in the description below. I'll also go over how you can use the blueprints, because they come in very useful. Although we don't have robots at the moment, later in the game and later in the series I'll show you how to get robots so they can build things from blueprints for you. But blueprints for now are like drawing a sketch and then being able to just place things where you need them. So first thing I want you to do when you come into the game, or is always advised, is press the left Alt key on your keyboard. So if you press the left Alt key on your keyboard, you'll notice that if you press it, it shows little icons appear on certain things. So your spaceship, when you come into the game, already has some materials. So this one here is showing that it has one iron plate in it. So we can actually just take that by right clicking on it. By right clicking on something, you're basically mining it. So this is already a form of mining. So we can also say that this one's got iron plate in it, and over on the right hand side it shows you how many. So it says there 2. So we literally just click and hold this on the right hand mouse key and it will get rid of it. So we're just going to do that for all of these items. Like so. Now none of them have any. This one has ammo in it. So this has 8 ammo. Not that we're going to need 8 ammo to start with, but it has 8 ammo. So if you press E on the keyboard, you get a little window pop up and it shows you the things that you can craft. So we'll go over some crafting in this because you're going to need items to mine. So in the first tab you have logistics, second tab you have production, the third tab you have intermediate products, and the fourth tab you have combat. So in here we have crates which can store items, we have belts which can make items travel across the map, we have inserters which can pick items up off belts or off the floor and insert them into an item. We have electric poles which can carry electricity. We have pipes. We have pipe to ground, which basically means you can put pipes that run underground, because if you just lay pipes across the top of the ground you can't walk through them. We also have some stone bricks. If we go into production, we have a repair pack. We have a boilers. We have steam engines. We're going to go over a lot of this in the first 15-20 minutes of this. We have burners. We have electric miners. So we have a burner miner, an electric miner. We have an offshore pump, a stone furnace, a lab's recipe. And then we have, this is what's known as intermediate products, because these are items that you need in order to make other items. So we have iron plates, copper plates, You have copper cables, iron sticks, iron gears, electric circuit boards, automated science packs, and then in the weapons you have a pistol, which you already have. It's down here. You already have a pistol, so you won't ever need to make one of these unless you lose this one. You have firearms magazines, so you have 10 of them already. You have light armor, and you have a radar. So we're just going to go back over to logistics tab. You start the game with a burner miner, a furnace, some wood, and some iron plates. So if we come out of there, the first thing you really want to try and do is find yourself some trees and some big rocks like this. Big rocks that you can break. So you can hold right click on the big rocks because you want to mine the stone that's within them. Because of what we're going to need to do is we're going to have to come into the crafting, go over to production, and we're going to have to make some furnaces at some point. We also need stone in order to make burner miners. And I'll go over the difference between the miners when we get to the patches of resources. So we're just going to take down some trees for now, because you're going to need trees to make some boxes. So we don't need too many, just a few. Okay, we got enough. So if we come down south now to where our items are, we can start to see there's some more rock over here. I'm just going to pick this up. Now I'm doing this video with a camera, guys. I don't know if you prefer it with or without a camera. If you prefer it without a camera, please let me know and I won't include it in the further videos. If you prefer it with a camera and it gives some more interaction, then I will leave it going. So if you can see here on the map, it shows you our iron ore patch, which is quite a big iron ore patch. It shows you our stone, which is the brown. This can be mined as well, this big rock. Now these rocks are going to be to make furnaces and miners. So this is what you need to get the rocks. And I say go for the rocks because of, as you can see, that offered me 21. So as I hovered, I'll go over to this one to show you again. If you come over to these big rocks, on the right hand side, that's a huge rock. I want to show you a big rock just to show you. So a big rock here, it tells you how many's within it. So it says 20 stone. If I was to take this, I'd get 20 stone. If I was to come over to this stone patch over here, I also if you right click on the ground on a patch of resources, you can mine them. So if I pick up that, it gives me 1 stone. So it's a lot faster to take it from the big rocks. Now if you find huge rocks like this, they're literally called huge rocks. They contain coal and stone. And these are really useful to get, because you're going to need some coal to get your burner miners going. So burner miners basically burn coal to mine resources. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go over to our coal patch. So I'd always suggest going for some coal first, because of everything you're going to need to start needs coal, because the burner miners need coal. So if you click on an item within your inventory, this is your inventory section. So this is everything that you can carry. So if you click on an item in here, you can then drag it around. You can also attach it to your taskbar down the bottom. So if you want to just be able to quickly get things that are in your inventory, you can just click it once in there, and then click it once again, and once again, and it will go in there. So if you can click it and you can move it around. Now this is a thing that I don't quite know why you can do this. You can just click it on every single square if you really want to, which makes no sense. So if you just drop it back in your inventory, if you close your inventory, if you middle mouse click on an item, it just gets it from your little hotkeyed area basically. So you've still got it in your inventory. It hasn't deleted it. It's just cleared it out of your little hotkey area. So middle mouse click that is. So we're also going to bring our stone furnace down here. And we're going to bring some coal down here. Okay, so to start things off, we're going to get our coal burner furnace here, and we're just going to put it down on top of the coal. Now, if you are holding it, you can see a little yellow arrow. That is where the coal is going to come out. If you press R, the letter R on your keyboard, it will rotate it. So if you just put it down by clicking the left mouse, you can see it's got a little symbol saying no fuel. It's basically a little fuel symbol. So if you then click on this, you can click on your coal and bring it up into this section here. Now it does tell you what it can accept as fuel. It can accept wood, coal, and then there's 3 others which we haven't discovered yet, and those are solid fuel, fuel canisters, and I think uranium fuel as well. But they're a lot later on in the game. We don't need to worry about them. All you need to know about for now is it can burn wood and coal. Now, you can insert them individually by right clicking. You can insert all of them by left clicking. If you hold control, so you take them out also like that. If you hold control and right click, it does nothing. If you hold control and left click, sorry, you have to do it from here. If you hold control and right click, it inserts half of the amount that you have. So I had, there you are, 23 has gone in. I've got 24 down here. So it puts half of them in. So it comes in very useful when you've got several miners, because you can just start putting in a few things. And I'm going to show you a little trick in a second to get a little automated coal mine set up that will constantly going. Because obviously that's now mined 1 coal. And you can't really see it, but the 1 coal is just there on the floor, which stops this from mining anymore. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and make a wooden chest. So we press E again, we go into here, we go over to the wooden chest, and if you hover over it, it tells you the ingredients that it needs. So this says it needs 2 wood. So we've already got 21 wood in our inventory because we've cut that down. So we can make up to 10 of these. So if you just click it once, it will make 1 of them. And then that will go into your inventory. So we're going to click that and bring it down here. So if I just click the wooden chest and put it under the little yellow arrow, what this will then do is this will mine and put these items into this chest. So I can then click this and this will fill up with coal. So the next thing I need to do is make more of these miners, because of just having 1 is not going to do too much. So I go into the inventory, I go over to production, I go down to see what the miners need. They need 3 iron plates, 3 iron gears, and a stone furnace. So underneath that it tells you the total raw ingredients needed, which are 5 stone and 9 iron plates. So I need to make iron plates for 1. I know that. So we're going to go over to here because we've got the stone, so we know we can do that. So we come over to this patch here and we're just going to right click and dig up some of the raw iron ore. Just going to dig a few patches up here. And this is how we're going to show you how a furnace works. Now, a lot of people do this all in different ways. This is just the way that I set them up and get them going. And we're going to come back over to our coal. So the furnace here, which I've just clicked from the bottom there, the purpose of this is you put in a fuel and an ore and it comes out with a material. So if you take iron ore and put that in, You take coal, you put that in, it'll burn the iron ore and give you iron plates. Like so. So you can also see what it's producing because you've pushed the Alt key. You can see what it's producing. So we have the miner going there, just making lots of coal. One thing you can do here is you can click and take it. If this had stacks of more than 50, you can press shift and click and it will just take all of it. And then you can press control and click and it will take parts of it. Like it'll take one stack. So we can see that's all done now, so we can just put that in there. Right, so now we have enough items there because we have 18 iron plates, which is over 9, and we have over 5 stone, so we can make more burner miners. So if I'm going to click the burner miners, and what that will do is that'll make every item it needs. It'll make the cogs, it'll make the furnace, and then it'll make the burner miners themselves. Right, so now we've got one set up on the coal. Like so, I'm going to go and take this one. I'm going to set this one up on the iron. Like that. So if I click this, I put some coal in there. We're going to come back over to our logistics. We're going to build another box. Now we're doing this all very basic at the moment. At the beginning of the game, it gets very basic. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to speed the video up just a little bit, and you can just watch me as I build a few more miners. And I'm going to put one down on each of the resources into boxes, and then we'll join again when we are going to do something with the resources that are coming out of these. So you'll see me just run to all sorts of things at the moment, just basically burning resources to make materials. So I'm just going to take... So what I did there is I pushed control and right click and it took half the coal out of there so I can put it into there. So now I'm just going to speed up the video just a little bit just so I can get us onto the next stage. Okay guys, what I want to do now is I want to show you a faster way of doing what I just did, which is a bit slower. So we kept traveling from basically the iron ore over there to the furnace, which is over here. So what we can do now is we can just right click on the furnace. Don't worry about the items that were in it because you get them back as well. So any coal that was in it you get back, any iron ore that was in it you get back, and any iron plates it's created you get back on top of the stone furnace. So you just right click it to do that. So because this is literally just making iron ore at the moment, we're gonna scrap that, get rid of the chest. We're gonna take the furnace itself and we're gonna put the furnace right next to the miner, and then we're gonna put some coal in it. So I'm just right clicking now just to give it so many. So now what happens is the iron ore comes straight out of here into here and just gets made into plates. Like so. So what you can also do is you can push control on a product that is making something and just click it. And what it will do is it will take anything that's been made out of it. We're going to take these miners that you saw me make and we're going to go and make a mining loop. So So because we're working with coal at the moment, we have limited space. Sorry, I should have shown you better than that. You have limited space in one of these chests. And obviously when this runs out of coal to burn, it stops working. So at the beginning of the game, this is a very useful thing to do. If you get rid of the chest and you take another miner and you turn it so it is pointing sideways onto the other one, but directly underneath. And then you take another one, point that one sideways, and another one, and point that one in. So you form a kind of a loop where so this miner is going into this one, this miner is going into this one, and this one is going into this one, and then that one is going back in. So it creates a loop where what they do is they fill each other up with iron, with coal, I apologise. And in doing so, they will create you a collection of 200 in total, because these can hold up to 50 coal. So what will happen is this will fill this up to 50, that will fill that up to 50, that will fill that up to 50, and that will fill that up to 50. And then you can just come along and take the coal out of them like so, or you can just press Control, hold your mouse down, and just go over each one of them. So because we've got all our coal being done now there, we can go and focus on making our iron. We're not so needy of the copper at the moment. We will be. And I will suggest making another furnace for the copper in a second. So what we're actually going to do is make some furnaces. So because we've got quite a lot of stone early on, we can make a lot of furnaces. They cost 5 stone each. So what I'm going to do is make about 10. So if you right click on an item in the crafting, it will make 5 of them in one go. It makes a batch of them. So we're going to remove this copper down here and put a furnace there. And we're going to fill that full of coal. And I'm just going to put some copper ore in there. Then we're going to make some more burners. Because we've got some more iron from this constantly being made, we're going to put some more mining burners down. Along with some more furnaces. And then we have to fill them with coal. So if I take a 50 stack, now this is what you can do. So I'm pressing Control on my keyboard and I'm right clicking. Now I'll put 25 in there, and I'll right click again, 25 in there. This one, 25, and then I've only got 25 left. So if I just left click, it puts all of it in that one. So play around with the right click and left click while holding Control and Shift. So then you can just go up here, hold Control and click on all these mines, and it'll give you iron plates. Okay, so the next thing to do is to change this from being a case of where we've got to run back and forth to each of the mines to produce things. And in order to do that, we need to either have conveyor belts carrying items from here over to here to feed the miners and the furnaces. We need to have conveyor belts, or we do electrics and power. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put out another video, guys, and I'm going to cover how we can turn our base from this very basic base into using electric. So if there's any questions, I know I went over this and it might not have made sense completely, so I apologise if it didn't, but any questions whatsoever, guys, please leave them in the comments down below. If you would like to know more about the miners, the furnaces, the resources, the way to set up your UI like this, then please do ask me in the comments down below. But guys, please give the video a thumbs up for liking it. Subscribe if you're not already, because I'm trying to grow this channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. At the moment, that's my main goal. So thank you so much if you enjoy the videos, guys, and I'll catch you next time.